All right, welcome back to 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase. Today we are going to be looking at a multitude of things. So we're going to do like a weekend summary for Bitcoin, for the DXY, or take a look at ALTSEASON. And then, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you want to see next, and we'll work on that for the next video. So let's get right to it. The DXY on the daily chart. To start us off with, we're looking at a potential double bottom here on the daily for the DXY from, today. We're looking at our lows, and back in February, that low was 100.82. We have just barely taken that out with a wick so far, so important daily close today for the DXY. The weekly close is also today, so let's go take a look on the weekly. Now, before we do that, look at what has just happened. This 100-day EMA in the blue has crossed below the 200-day EMA. Historically, when your asset or whatever chart you're looking at, when that crosses down, that's really the start of a, longer term, bear market downtrend. And the same is true with the opposite. If you're blue, 100-day crosses above the 200, that is, the start of a historic uptrend and bull run. Just based on history, that is kind of what loosely fits that narrative. So looking at a potential double bottom. Is this a double bottom yet? No. When do double bottoms confirm? Not at the bottom. They confirm after your previous high is taken out. So a lot of people will get that wrong and scream like this is a double bottom. Now we need to buy. No. And the same thing is true if you kind of invert this chart and look at double tops, right? A lot of people are familiar with double tops. Is that a double top? No. Is it a potential? Yes, that's all it is potential. And when would that confirm? Is if you take out that low, right? So we just inverted the chart there just for illustrative purposes. But so let's zoom out to the weekly, back to scale here, right? Here's our, major uptrend for the DXY, that ended right around here. You would have thought that, a multi-year uptrend and one of the most powerful trends we've seen out of the DXY, and, the past, decade or two, they would put up more of a fight than just, a bounce from 100 to 105. I kind of thought that would go a little bit higher, but, here we are, and it's looking pretty weak at the moment, trying to close the lowest weekly candle since, over almost a year to the day, a year to the week, right? Going back here in, April 18th last year, that's when we were at these prices for the DXY. So we're looking at our lowest weekly candle close. It would take out that low as well. Last week we got close, but now we're on the verge of not only taking out that low, but also taking out the 100-week EMA. And our next target would be kind of this 200-week, way down, which we last broke that back in November 2021. And if you remember, that was kind of our Pico top for crypto and, the stock market kind of back in that area. So that one maybe give us a move up. Now look at how many weeks that took to break through. So we could absolutely do that again. There's no guarantees that we even get down there immediately, right? That could take, a good part of the spring and summer to even get there. And when we do, we could be looking at, maybe end of July, end of summer, before we can actually punch through that and really, let the floodgates open for crypto. So that's kind of what we're looking at long term. For the DXY, but I mean, looking weak at the moment, below all the moving averages here on the shorter time frames, right? The 8-week, right? Even when it bounces, let's zoom in a little bit here, stretch this out, but look at where the bounces reject off of, right? The EMA 8, the past several weeks, after looking at this indecision candle, long-legged doji, and send it down and confirm right there that, really that trend had ended on that little bounce. And now we're going down, and who knows where we end. Could it be here? Yeah, I mean, look at these wicks, very close, right? And, we looked at the daily chart, that could be it. But, wicks tell just a little bit of a story where that week went. The candle bodies really, are the concrete of the foundation. So if we close down here, the odds favor. That's all we have in crypto or any chart is, your odds. So the odds would favor coming down a little bit further, and our next target, like I said, would be the 200 week. So if you could tell something's a little off with my voice, maybe I haven't made a couple of YouTube videos recently. I lost my voice earlier in the week, haven't been feeling that great, so back feeling a little bit better, but you could tell slightly my voice is off. I can hear it myself. So That's enough for the DXY. That's what we're looking at. So we obviously want the DXY to go down for risk on assets like crypto, like the stocks, to continue their upwards movement. This is why we're getting a little bit of a nice little spring in 2023 here. Right, so let's go take a peek real quick at Bitcoin and see what we got here. So nice move off the floor, right? We're up to roughly 2x off the bottoms, right? Impressive move. But the big run, right? The bull run has started, but I think it's going to be a long, slow grind. I think this is about the happiest times we're going to have for a while. I'm not saying we're going back down, big time, but I would say we're going to have to retest the 200 week at some point in time. 25K as of right now, slightly starting to creep up here. If we do have a move back down, look for a retest of the 21 week. If that takes another couple of weeks, we could be looking, above 25K. That would be ideal for me. That's what I'd want to look for to kind of load up more because this trend has definitely shifted to the upwards side. We could, be topping out roughly, I would say, anywhere between here and 32 to 35K because of that's kind of where our major kind of closes happened way back on the initial kind of sell-off on the last bull run, right? So we're looking at let's close here, this close here, this multitude of candles back here, right? I mean, look at this move up, right? And that was the kind of the bottom of that initial sell-off. So some money in there. I would look at, this area as well. Look at how many weeks we spent in here, right? We're on the weekly chart here. And then, the top of that region, kind of around that 36K, lowest around 31.8, 32K. We'll see where we end up topping out. Could we get in here? Sure. I find it hard to believe that we're going to press much higher than this before a retest of at least, the 8 week is moving up rather quickly at 27K and rising, week over week pretty quickly here. So that would be step one to hold the bull market and, the most bullish of bull. Next step is the MA14, which is the purple. And the next step below that, which we would need to hold to really continue our happiest of happy times, would be the 21 week. And that is currently at 24.1. But, like I said, increasing week over week. I would say Sunday when we close, this will likely be very close to 25K. So keep an eye on that. So 200 week below that, if we make a move to 35K and, we're talking in May and we're still up there, I would say we're definitely going to have a correction to the 21 week. The higher we go now, the harsher the correction is likely going to be. That's just how it works, right? If you're not building a foundation as you move up. So far, we're pretty good here, right? You see these moves up off the ground, then consolidate, right? This is a great consolidation here, which let us do another super move. Less of a consolidation here, very indecisive 3 weekly candles, but then a move to the higher again. So weaker foundation than previous. So if we continue up, right, we're stacking, great foundation here, great foundation here, right? We're each step is becoming weaker, right? Do you see that? Super strong foundation, pretty strong foundation, weaker foundation. You can see how we move up and the floors get weaker, right? So if we continue up, right, these floors will likely bring down like a cascade effect. So that's kind of what I'm looking at long term on the weekly chart. Let's move into the daily just a bit. Put this back on auto, get this zoomed in here, right? And the same thing applies for these moving averages. Look at our 200-day way down here, right? And we had that fake out down and then a move back to higher highs. And what have we held? We've held that 21-day perfectly. Haven't even really touched it. But notice, remember on the weekly, the EMA 8 or the 14 need to hold in a, if you're the most powerful bull around, you want to be holding the most upper echelon of moving averages, the 8 and the 14, right? And we've done that on the daily, so we want to do that on the weekly, even lower time frames. You can do that and kind of give you a clue to when maybe the trend could be rolling over. But as you move up in time frames, or lower, I should say, like 4 hour, the hour, right? They're less strong. I would say, if you're looking at the weekly and the monthly charts and you're doing something, it has much more meaning behind it than, the hour or the 4 hours. So keep that in mind. So if you're seeing something on the hourly, don't be like, it's definitely rolling over, right? It's a weaker kind of picture. Hopefully that makes sense. So on the daily chart, we're above the EMA 8 on the daily. You got to be bullish, right? By definition, if you're above the EMA 8, bullish, right? If you close, not even a wick, who cares wicks? If you're closing multiple candles, then it's time for caution right here, right? Look back at the end of March. Time for caution here. But look at that candle, recovered, took out both these candles, bullish engulfing, nice move to the backwards to the upside. And then you start to hold your EMA 8 and 14 still, even on the downside. No more closes. If we were to make this move and then come back and close back below the 14, that would be a sign that we're getting ready to roll, because now you close below the 8. You've closed just a couple sessions later below the 14, right? And we hadn't done that in a while, right? And that's what you're going to want to look for on the daily, maybe even on the 4-hour, closing below the 8, closing below the 14, right? Notice I'm saying closing, right? So if you flip to the closing prices, a line chart will show you just closes, right? This is great, easy way to see, it cuts out all the noise, cuts out all the wicks, right? If you're seeing this, the blue line here, you can make this any color you want, by the way. And I just do it because there's nothing up here that would, confuse me. My 100 is not as confusing as like the 8 kind of moves kind of similarly at times to the EMA 8. So you can make that any color you want. You can make all of these any color you want. These are just my suggestion. This is an EMA ribbon. You can see up here. I invite you to do that, right? That is a easy way to only use, say, if you're using trading, side note, if you're using TradingView on the lower tiers, right, and you don't want to have to pay for all these extra spots, you get all your moving averages in one indicator. It's called the EMA ribbon, right? I have videos on how to set that up. If you need help, you can leave me a comment. I'll be glad to do another one. Or you can, click over to our Telegram channel and, send me a message there. Happy to, send that because it really helps, right? I'm trying to help as many people as possible here. So you want to watch for closing candles, right? These are called Japanese candlesticks. So these can tell a story. You want to watch for warning signs, right? Signs like this breach is hesitation in the market. And you want to be cautious when you see something like this. Now, on the initial start of, fake out moves down, right? You want, after a longer uptrend, if you see that again, right, that would likely signal the end of a trend. At the start of a trend, less meaningful, but after, we're getting, up and up and up and up and up, right? And then you see something like that, that would be the sign that it's time to pay attention. Watch for those closes below the EMA 8, below the EMA 14, and finally below the 21. 21 is your exit signal. If you close below the EMA 21, you're likely going, significantly lower, at least for the shorter time frame. So that's what we're looking at. I mean, look back here, right? Close below the EMA 21 doesn't mean you have to go immediately down, but I mean, look what came next, right? And you can have fake outs. Look back here, right? Below the EMA 21, but you're mostly looking for these signals at the end of long-term downtrends or long-term uptrends, right? We've been in an uptrend for all of 2023 so far. So a warning sign now at the end of this trend, right? After we're getting a little bit frothy and you start to, everyone starts to FOMO, that's when you want to pay attention for the most part. Okay. Now we've heard a lot of, for all of you that are still here, I applaud you. A round of applause. Thank you so much for watching this long. If you have 13 minutes in, trying to make a little bit longer video for the weekend. So if you want to see some altcoins covered, leave me a list, and we can do more videos like this, longer kind of snapshot of Bitcoin, snapshot of DXY. Keep tabs on the market, and then we can go into some altcoins. But it's not altcoin season yet. I've seen that going around everywhere. Like altcoin, it goes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then altcoins. Right? That's true. But a full altcoin season is not even close. Now, why would I say that? Well, let's go look at a perfect chart that tells you in a snapshot. So if you're confused and you want to know when the hell is altcoin season, is it altcoin season? You can go to blockchaincenter.net and or just Google ALTSEASON. Put on Google, you can find this in just a second. But it's a snapshot chart, right? So zoom out. And it'll tell you instantly, like, are we in altcoin season or Bitcoin season? Well, I mean, damn, are we even remotely close? No. Altcoin season is above this line, so you got to be above 75. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you scroll down here, you can see the performers of different altcoins to Bitcoin, right? You can see Bitcoin right here. In altcoin season, Bitcoin would be way the hell down this list. And altcoins, I mean, look at the returns, 100%. Wow, pretty nice. In altcoin season, pretty much damn everything on this list is looking like this or much higher even. And to give you a definition, right, if you scroll down, if 75% of the top 50 coins perform better than Bitcoin over the last season, the 90 days, then it's altcoin season, right? So that's the clearest, most concise definition of alt season. Now, alt season isn't like a day or two of altcoins shooting off, right? Altcoin season is like a multitude of days and weeks and even months of holding, right? I mean, look at the timestamps down here, right? You can at least start to get a little bit bullish if we start to creep back above this line. We're almost at historic lows, right? For altcoin season, it's Bitcoin season to the fullest, right? Bitcoin dominance is high, right? Bitcoin makes moves, and altcoins kind of stand by and see what Bitcoin does, right? They tiptoe around. That's what the definition of this is. So hopefully this helps. I know my picture's in the way here a little bit, but there you go. Look at that. Look how low we are. I mean, stupid low, right? So go do yourself a favor. This is free. Blockchain Center. You can see it right there. Add it to your bookmarks, and just check it every now and again when people start to get excited for alt season. No, you gotta be at least by definition above 75, but I mean, damn, you got to be above 25 to even have it in the conversation, right? So yeah, altcoins are starting to move a little bit, but I mean, go to your favorite altcoin and put it on the weekly chart, and then get a reality check, right? I mean, let's just go to Ethereum, even one of the better performers. I don't even consider Ethereum an alt, but I mean, it's one of the better performers as of right now. I mean, and zoom out. Right. I mean, they've barely even started here. I mean, let's go to another one. How about ADA? I mean, damn, altcoin season. What are you talking about? This is alt season back in these moves, right? That's alt season. How about like Mana? Right. I mean, just do a snapshot of all these. Litecoin, moving off more than some of your favorite alts. Litecoin's moving. How about Matic? One of the better performing altcoins, right? Up higher than most. Above, that's another thing, right? Side note again, look for coins that have a high RSI during these times. Those will likely do better when said alt season does come around. Look for coins that are doing things that other coins are not. How about coins just for a clear cut, easy peasy? Look for coins that are above the 21 week at this time, right? Matic fits that box. 21 week, right? A lot of coins aren't even remotely close to that. So just go across it. I mean, Litecoin checks the box. How about XRP? Checks the box. How about ADA? Barely. This is really the first week it's trying to do that. But if your coin's not at least above the 21 week, you can't be that bullish on it, right? So altcoin season, right? 2 or 3% in a given day. Hooray. How about 20, 30% in a given day? That's an altcoin season, right? So could it happen? I would say maybe an altcoin week versus a season. We're looking at altcoin days. Altcoin season, get the hell out of here, right? Based on that chart, we're not even close. I think we're still likely months away at least. We'll see that, the time will be easy. And what's another quick way to know in a brief moment? Is it remotely close to altcoin season? I'm glad you asked. Chase, give me the tip. The total market caps, 1, 2, and 3. What the hell's the difference? This is with everything. This is without Bitcoin. Total 2 doesn't include Bitcoin. Total 3 doesn't include Bitcoin or Ethereum. So this is your true altcoin market. Well, guess what? When altcoin season is around, these will flip in reverse order. This will be least. This will be second. This will be third. Right? This will be king. And right now, I mean, you're not even seeing that, right? This will be blatantly different. This will be up like 5%. This will be up like 2%. This will be up like flat. Right? When Bitcoin's flat, Ethereum, excuse me, voice still a little sketch, especially talking this long. So just watch for these in reverse order. You want total 3 glaringly on top, and then alt season will be booming, right? That is your quick shortcut way. Add those to the top of your chart. When you see this start to outperform total 3, then it's worth paying attention to. But until then, Bitcoin's probably the safest coin at the moment. I know it's not the most fun. It's starting to flatten off. That's why you're seeing Ethereum pop off a little bit. That's why you're seeing altcoins pop off a little bit when Bitcoin is holding steady. But until Bitcoin retests the 21 week at least, you're not going to have a true altcoin season. So that is likely a week, weeks away, if not months, right? We have to test first. So likely, all right, just final kind of thoughts here, right? We're looking at whatever the top is, right? We're going to have to come down and test, something in there, right? Looking at the yellow line, I would look at that. And once this bounces and does something like that, now we don't have to bounce. If we cut through it, that's going to be bad for alts because Bitcoin dominance is high. Alts are going to, get destroyed if that happens, right? Ideally, we want Bitcoin to hold the 21 week, move sideways, remain calm, but slightly confident in an uptrend. Altcoins will start to really move at that point. Until then, right? Look at the time. I roughly believe that it's probably going to be something like this. July, end of summer, maybe longer, right? For the true alt season, right? And you have your chart to look at. Track that, blockchaincenter.net, right? Go check that. And once we get, above 50, I would say you better be DCAing heavily into alts at that point. If you're not, maybe now, slightly here and there, but I would do yourself a favor and don't put major stacks in until at least, we're getting above 25 right here, right? That's when, altcoins can start to turn around, but it's not safe yet, right? Bitcoin just moves down 10%. Altcoins are going to do much more than that, right? So harsh corrections, altcoins just, in Bitcoin season just get absolutely destroyed. So hopefully that helps someone out there. For the 4 of you that are still watching, and I use 4 generously. It might be 1, might be 0. So thanks for watching this long. If you have, let's do our quote of the day. It's been a long time coming. I feel like we haven't done this in a while. So good to be back. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Steve Jobs. So, that should be blatantly obvious. Do something different, right? Car of the day, car of the week, car of the month, car of the year. Corvette Z06 convertible. Haven't seen one of these in person yet. The Z06 convertible. I don't even sure that they're out, but pretty stellar looking, to say the least. Probably the best bang for your buck. I think they're about 150K though. So it's getting up there with supercar prices, maybe used supercar prices, but I don't think it can be beat for a brand new. I wouldn't call it a supercar, but it's knocking on the door at this point, right? The Z06, looking pretty good. Convertible. I love it. Let's look at the coupe. Gold. The coupe and convertible. I don't know what I take. I like convertibles, but the carbon fiber roof is tough to beat with the scoop. Pretty sick. That's the Z06. So the new Corvettes in the Z06 version. Hopefully you liked it. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. Always happy to have comments. I try to read all of them. Thanks for watching so long if you have. Thanks for being a long-time subscriber if you are. If you're new and you watch this long, let's be honest, you're not. Only OGs are watching this long for sure. Anybody new, it's not even possible. It'd be more realistic of me flying than a new time watcher watching this long. I don't know where I'm going with that. We'll just end it with there. I like this one better. We'll end it on this one. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much. Let me know what you want to see more of.